Hello Libra, how are you? So Libra, today I'm going to be doing your July 2021 reading, and what a July it's going to be, because most of your energy, Libra, is going to be in your career sector, your career zone, how you're shining, where you want to go in your career. Are you going to leave your career? Are you going to stay? Are you going to be the boss? Are you going to be the employee? All these messages are actually coming up now. So for the first week, I feel for you, Libra. You know, you have the Knight of Swords. So there's this huge energy, that you're going to be on the ball, lots of communication, but still there seems that there can be some stresses and strains. Now, this could be a number of things that's coming up, Libra, because it could be to do with what's going on at work. It could be that a boss is asking you to do way too much more than you actually want to do. Or it could be relationships. It could also be at home. So you, Libra, may even come across now for the first week of July. You've got the Knight of Swords. You may come across as quite a bit mouthy. Yeah. And it feels like you're not going to be taking it, what's going on. Like, to some people, you may seem a bit like a pushover. And for some reason, you're just not really having it. So, this could have actually been building for a while now. And you're deciding that, enough is enough. You may have been going over this a lot in your mind, or you could have been speaking like to your partner, even your friends, having lots of communication with your friends. Or you could just be, just weighing the pros and cons up, whether you want to stay at your job or if you want to, do something completely different. So there's a lot of, conversation you had in your mind and, with people, but also, weighing things up. So, the Knight of Swords, it is actually a Gemini card. And it's funny because, we have Mercury still in Gemini. It's not going to be there for a while. It's not going to be there too long. It's going to leave. But still, so, the Knight of Swords is a Gemini card, and it is about, communication, but it's also it can feel quite verbal, and it also can feel quite aggressive as well. So I feel with you, the first week, it is like this sort of going for it. And it also could be going for something that you really love and really enjoy, Libra, but, if it is to do with, people taking the mick, or, you having it out with your boss, it can be quite, it can be quite violent, not violent, but it can be very, you can be very mouthy, basically. And, this is about you being, if there is something going on behind the scenes at work and it's come to the fore now, it's about you using your intelligence with it, because there is another side to Librans that can be very, it can feel like passive aggressive. So it's all about using your mind and your intellect to get your point across. If you feel that, people are taking a mick at you at work, and you're going to speak to your boss, you may feel really anxious or pent up emotions. So there's just a way that you're going to have to go about it, especially if you feel alone. It can make you feel very, so it's all about just using your intellect, which I don't think is hard for you because you're one of the most charming signs. And, you have you got a oracle message, and it's saying, have you asked for angels for your help with this? So, the help that, you could actually receive, if you are speaking to like your boss or someone higher up, you have, they may even, the energies from this card is saying that you have got backing, basically. You're not going to be alone. You're going to be understood. Things will change. Just make sure that you put your point across in a way that, it's not a time for like emotional talk. It's just very logical. It's very, you know, it's just very like analytical, very emotional, and just making your point, you know, just putting your point across. And, you know, basically you are going to be heard, you are protected as well, you know. And if it is something legal or anything, it's funny because you got the justice card, but anyway, but make sure you got like all your papers, make sure you got, you know, make sure you got receipts, basically. The second week you have, in the second week we are easing into the new moon, which is in your house, which is in your sector of, you know, it's actually in your sector of career. And, you know, I think maybe because Saturn's in your fifth house, there is going to be a huge change. And, you know, Librans are, I feel, you're going to really come into your own. And you may even see this now, especially because the new moon is in your 10th house. So, you know, so the second week of July, things, you know, I feel that you're going to be more in deeper thoughts. And, you know, we have other energies that's coming up. You know, we have the Mercury in Gemini. It squares Neptune in your 6th house. So that can cause you, you know, Mercury in Gemini in your 9th house. It squares your 6th house. So you know, this is, you know, the second week, it feels things are going to be quite, you know, things can be like quite flustered for you. Like you know, the second week, you know, the energy is very like, got to make like quick decisions. And also because it's a new moon as well in your 10th house, there's a lot of decisions that's going to be made when it's concerning like your career and your status as well. You know, coming back again to your career, I do feel for a lot of you Librans, and especially what the Chariot card is saying, that, you know, you are in like, there's a, you know, you are in two minds. You know, your career feels quite stilted, you know, even, you know, you may love your work, but still there is something missing. And I believe that when it's the new moon in your, you know, your 10th house, that's when things will start to come to light. Because we also have, during that time, we have Venus in your, you know, we've got Venus in Leo, which is in your 3rd house, and it squares Uranus in your 8th house. So the 8th house is to do with, you know, your shared resources. It's also to do with your relationships. So there is, you know, and this is during the full moon, the new moon, which is in your sign. And this is going to be making, you know, there's a lot of decisions during the second week that I feel that you're going to have to make. And, you know, it can be to do with relationship, but I do feel it is more to do with what you actually love. And the Chariot card, which is a Cancer card, is actually the 10th house, you know, for you. You have to really think about where you want to go. The 10th house for you could actually feel quite emotional, because you may actually want to leave, but you are in two minds. So you're going to have to, you know, join your heart and your mind and really figure out what you would like to do. I feel like the second week, it does feel more of, it feels emotional, but it's more mental for you. So, you know, I feel, and I think the new moon is playing a huge part in that, because something's going to leave and something for you is going to actually, you're just going to make it like a huge decision. And this decision is only by you, Libra. You know, you can only make that decision yourself. And you have books, which is you know, the Oracle card is books. And it's saying it's like your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritual based books. So, you know, especially when you got like 9th house, Mercury in your 9th house as well. This is to do with learning. This is to do with like higher learning, reading. It's also spirituality as well. So, you know, this is a good time to actually learn something. Learning, because what you learn now during the second week, and also with the new moon, this is going to sort of like open your mind to other avenues, open your mind to things that you never even believed that you could actually do. Okay, second week, I feel that you would know that, you know, there's opportunities for you. But, you know, once again, I do feel that you are a bit in two minds about pleasing people. The third week, it is, you know, we are easing into like the moon in, you know, we're still in Cancer, but we're still, you know, we're in the easing into the Leo sphere, should I say. But still, you know, things start to, you know, you have the Nine of Swords, yeah, and the Nine of Swords is to do with, you know, not basically not sleeping, you know, and it's more or less, I feel that you're coming to, you know, because even from the second week, still in two minds about things, you know. And also it even though I do feel it is career, it could actually be something else as well, Libra. Okay, something you're not actually telling someone. So this may be keeping you up, this may be making you think way too much, you know. There's an energy that you're not really relaxing as much. So with the third week, this, you know, all what you're thinking about, all what you're debating about, this is definitely keeping you up. And, you know, I just have this energy, I just got this image of coffee, drinking lots of coffee. Also, you know, when you're, you know, when you are waking up, the mind is just like boggled. And also, you know, finding it hard to like wind down. You know, your partner, if you have one, could actually be trying to ease your mind, and you may not be actually speaking what you're really figuring out. So this is making you not feel as relaxed. There can be some anxiety, but you're probably holding that down. Okay, so, you know, what I will say is, you know, what the message is from the Nine of Swords is saying, obviously, you know, things will actually work out, but you're just going to have to come to a conclusion and a decision, you know, and really speak to someone, because, or even maybe write it down as well, or, you know, do what you do to calm you down. Okay, and you have manifestation power, and this card is saying use your spiritual gifts and natural abilities to attract the desired outcome. So, you know, the mind, as you know, this is a mind card, a mental card. So if you envision the worst, it will actually come. If you envision, okay, you know, this is happening, so what I can do is really think about a positive outcome, you know, because you could just be going about your day acting normal, but then on the inside, in the mind, it's very like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? You know, should I stay or should I go? I don't want to hurt this one, don't want to hurt that one. So it's about manifestation power, is envisioning or even writing that, you know, whatever's going on within you is going to be for the best, you know. So your mind is very powerful during the third week. The last week, we are moving into the sun in Leo, which is your third house. So things will start picking up. You've got the Justice card, which is your card. And, you know, I feel in the last week, especially because Leo shine on your third house, you come to a conclusion. You come to a decision as well. And yes, there may be still like, oh, you don't want to, you know, upset anyone. You don't even upset yourself or even like your family. But still, you know, you've come to the right conclusion and you are ready. And you are also, you know, you're not going to turn, you're not going to, your mind is actually made up. Okay, so things start to like sort of balance out and ease out now. And this will obviously make you more happier. With the sunshine on your third house, you know, the mind becomes more clearer. The mind actually becomes more positive. So whatever you've worked on in the third week, you know, it's so good that the last week, especially when the sun's in Leo, that things just seem a bit more brighter and more positive. And you have the vegetarian vegan card, and it's saying organic fresh fruits and vegetables give you a boost of high life force energy, which elevates your spiritual frequency. So this is obviously, you know, a health card. So, you know, even you might, you know, you might have not have been eating properly during the month of July, or, you know, you may have been, you know, eating not the best or just picking. So even like the last week, you know, because you want your mind to be as positive, especially the new opportunity that's come for you, Libra, you want to be your best. So that's about eating, what's right for you, boosting your brain, boosting your memory. So that's like picking that healthy, high frequency foods, high vibration foods that just keeps your mind clear. If it is a new job or a new relationship, you want to be at your best, you want to look your best. So that's about taking care about what you're eating as well. So the last week of July ends really well for you, Libra. Whatever was gone throughout the whole month, it was just a learning curve. And sometimes we just have to go through that to get to the end results. Okay. So Libra, that was your July 2021 reading. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out Empath Butterflies Tarot, who does love and general for all the signs. And also don't forget to check out my my mind just went blank, sorry. Don't forget to check out my podcast, which is on Spotify and Apple and all other major platforms. And also check out Nata for Days, who interviews people during the pandemic. So Libra, this is your reading, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.